So this is a Bailey Ranger 550, just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. In front of the van you've got jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. In the front locker you've got your gas bottle tie down with your gas regulator on the bulkhead. And on top of the bottle you've got gas open and gas closed. Gas open is gas on and gas closed is gas off. So it's anti-clockwise to turn the gas bottle on and clockwise to turn the gas bottle off. Going down the side of the Caravan, you've got your wind down leg on either side of the front to stabilise the Caravan while it's on site. You lower the legs and place them on the ground. And you need to make sure they are up before travelling down the road. If they are down, as you travel down the road, they will rip off the bottom of the van. You've then got your heating and hot water flue on the side of the van. You remove the cover, release the cover, which allows the heating system to breathe. You've then got your water pump connection on the side of the van also, which you release by pushing around the blue triggers and pulling the pump out the side of the van. Push it in and lock the pump in place with the two tabs that are just here. The pickup pipe drops fully down inside the act roll and it needs to be fully submerged in water prior to turning the water pump on. You've then got your motor mover and wheel nuts. We'll torque the wheel nuts to the correct setting prior to the van leaving, and we'll also demonstrate the motor mover so you can see it is operating in the correct way. We've then got our 2 grey waste pipes, so the fresh water that goes in the side of the van here has to come back out somewhere, and once it's been through the sinks and the shower on board the van, it'll come back out these pipes down the side here. Going further back down the side of the van, you've got your toilet flush tank. You'll open up the cap here, you'll open it up, drop this flap down. You need to put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. In the bottom, you've got your toilet waste cassette, which you release by pulling up the yellow handle at the bottom. You turn the neck out here, 90 degrees to tip the waste away. The yellow cap is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. On the back of the cassette, you've got a yellow pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away, it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. In that cassette, you'll need to put 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid. On the back of the van, you've got your 2 wind down legs again to stabilise the van while it's on site. And coming up the side of the van, on the door side, with your battery locker. We do advise during the winter you just disconnect one of the battery terminals or connections just so it doesn't drain the battery. Got your mains power lead coming in from the power on site, and behind that or next to that plug as well, you've got your motor mover power switch, which again we'll demonstrate while you're here. We've then got our 2 fridge vents. 2 fridge vents are very simply there to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in. You never cover these up. As behind one of these as well, there is a gas flue for when the fridge is running on gas. You need to remember during the summer months when it's warmer that the fridge may not cool down as much as what it would during the winter. Coming on to the inside of the Caravan now. As you come in the door, on the left hand side you have your control panel, so you have your master power on, you have your interior lighting, you have your awning light for the outside of the Caravan, and you have your water pump switch here on the bottom left hand side. I'll demonstrate that to you in a moment. At the top here, you've got your voltmeter for the Caravan. Once you've got the power turned on by the door here, you'll be able to start filling the water system up on board the van. One thing I'm going to show you just before we start filling the water system is where the 240 trip switches are. And they are in this cupboard or underneath the seat on the front left hand side of the van. If you're not sure if you've got mains power coming to the Caravan, hit the test switch here. If it drops down like it's just done, it means there is mains power coming to the Caravan from the Caravan site you're on. If it stays in the upright position, it means there is no mains power coming to the van. You've then got your 12 volt fuses here on the left hand side for the 12 volt systems on board the Caravan. Once you've got all your power turned on, you can come underneath the seat on the front left hand side of the van. Underneath this seat you'll find your yellow valve for the water system. That yellow valve needs to be flat with the floor so you can fill the water system up. If that valve is upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat, it will drain all of the water out of the system onto the floor underneath the van. So flat with the floor, as I said, to fill the water system up. When you finish with the Caravan, we do advise you open that yellow valve up, and we do also advise that you open all the taps in the central position so it drains all the water out of the system onto the van underneath the Caravan. But to fill the water system up, that yellow valve flat with the floor, then come over to all your taps on board the Caravan, open them all up on the hot side of the water system, and then you'll come over to by the door and the water pump switch by the door, turn the water pump on. When the red light comes on, it means the water system is filling. Once that water system is completely full, you'll have water running out of every tap continuously on board the Caravan. as you can see here. Once that system is full, on the hot side, you can shut all of the taps back off, and then you can start thinking about warming the water on the gas or electric. So that's where the two control panels come in on the right hand side below the seat here. The first switch that you see on here is your 240 volt water heater. So that'll allow your water heater to warm up on mains power. It is actually a preset temperature on the mains. So if you want to control the water temperature, you would need to use a gas. So you spin this outer grate dial around to the flame symbol. Green light appears behind here, which allows the gas system to self-ignite. If it fails to ignite, it'll actually come up with a red light in here indicating a gas fail. To control the water temperature on gas, you have a dial between 30 and 70 degrees, and whichever number is above the green light is the temperature the water heater will warm up to on the gas. We do advise when you're showering on board the Caravan that you use the gas as a boost for the water system. On the left hand side here, you have your options for your room heating. So to allow the room heating to work, you need to have this switch on down the bottom here. Then the dial at the top here is your electric control for the heating. So you've got the option of 500, 1000 or 2000 watts down the side here. You can select the relevant power source that you have available on the site you're on. So again, whether that be the 500, 1000 or 2000. And if you're not sure, you just ask your site office when you arrive on your holiday, and then you can control the temperature of the heating on the dial in the centre here. Turn off the heating power supply to the heating. You spin this dial, the outer grey dial, back to the 0 position in the centre here. On top of the heater itself, you've got your option to run gas heating. So you spin this dial around on the right hand side between 10 and 9. Hold down the gas valve and hit the igniter at the same time. Once it's ignited on gas, you'll have your pilot light in this window down the front here. And once that has ignited, you continue to hold down the gas valve for a further 5 to 10 seconds, then slowly release the gas valve. Then you'll be able to control the temperature of the heater on the dial on top here. To isolate the gas supply, you turn it back to the 0 on the left hand side here, which turns the gas off. On the top left hand side of the heater, you'll actually find your blown air controls. So to operate the blown air heating on board this Caravan, the dot in the centre here indicates the heat's going to come out the front without the blown air heating. The wave symbol on the left hand side here is your blown air option, which is continuous blown air, and then you control the fan speed on this dial on top that you see here. If you want automatic blown air, so it cuts in and out with the thermostat on board the van, you can actually select the A on the right hand side here, and then like I said, that will cut in and out as the van warms up and drops down in temperature. Next up, we've got the fridge. The fridge is very simple to use. You've either got gas, so select the gas option just here, hold in the temperature control on the right hand side, then hit your igniter at the same time. Once the fridge is ignited on gas, this little red line that you see in this window here will come round into the green, and you'll need to continue holding in the gas valve for a further 5 to 10 seconds, then slowly release the valve, and you'll just keep an eye just to make sure it stays ignited over the next few minutes. If it stays ignited over the next few minutes, you'll be good to go, and then you can control the temperature of the fridge on gas or electric on this dial on the right hand side. If you want to run 240 mains for your fridge, so have the mains power on site, select the plug option here, and then you control the temperature on this side. Then if you're travelling down the road and you want to use the fridge as a cool box, you can do that. You can do that by selecting the 12 volt mode here on the left hand side. So you spin the dial around, and as long as you have the correct connections on your car and they are wired up correctly, as you're towing down the road, the fridge will operate as a cool box, so the beer and wine is nice and cold when you arrive on site. Turn the fridge off, you'll put it back to the off position on the right hand side here. Hob, grill and oven, all very much like your household appliances, no difference at all there. And you've got an igniter, you'll need one of the igniter sticks to ignite the hob, grill or oven. Last thing we go through in this particular van is the toilet system in the bathroom. Now the toilet has a pump flush on it, so you'll pump the handle up and down to flush the toilet system with that toilet fill on the outside filled, the top one. The toilet seat itself actually turns for your convenience, as you can see here. However, when you're removing the toilet waste cassette from underneath the Caravan, you do need to make sure the toilet is in the straight on position. When you are using the toilet, do advise that you have this toilet flap in the wide open position, so it allows the toilet waste into the cassette on the outside of the van or in the side of the van. And then when you're not using the toilet, you'll need to have this in the closed off position. So for one, it doesn't allow any smells from the toilet cassettes back up inside the Caravan, and also it will allow you to remove the toilet waste cassette itself. So this is a Bailey Ranger 556. If you have any further questions on the Caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thanks again. Bye bye.